But now, all talking does stop, and it's time to turn our attention to the grid. For the opening race of the day here in Misano, it's Junior GP Race 1. Brian Uriarte starts on pole position for Marco Morelli and Jesus Rios on the front row of the grid, with Rico Salmela, Pratama and Gonzalez on row 2. Casey O'Gorman, Sullivan Mintz and Dojo Boggio starts from our third row of the grid. Meanwhile, on row 4, Zeb Matani heads that alongside race winner last time out, Leonardo Zani, with Evan Belford in P12. Nicholas starts P13 alongside Pugliese and Hakim Danish. Famara, Billon and Farkas starts P16, 17 and 18. Ramestoffer, Michelion and Agostinelli starts from row 7 with Abruzzo, Monoyani and Van Tricht on row 8, while Lucas Brown, Tietze and Uchimi starts from row 9. Meanwhile, right now for our final couple of rows of the grid, it's going to be Serba, Schronrock and Rousseau, as Esteban and Singapong round out our grid. Of course, back of the grid penalties for them too, and plenty of work to do here in race 1 as we head out on our warm-up lap.
Yeah, plenty of work to do for, as you say, Esteban and Singapong. Esteban, we know throughout this season, has had good race pace, and he has often battled his way through, not from the back of the grid, but from qualifying positions where, obviously, qualifying this year hasn't been his strength.
Yeah, qualifying exactly has been tricky this year. It's really one thing, having to bite the screen and get one lap in as we have a quick look at championship standings, 17 points separating them at the top. But as you said, it's one thing biting the screen for one lap. It's another thing stringing together an entire race because, well, this is a lengthy race, 16 laps in distance.
It is, yeah, and there's plenty of overtaking opportunities at Misano. You have turn 1, especially on the opening lap, and turn 4 can be a bit of a pinch point. And then turn 8, La Quercia, is a key overtaking hotspot. And then it's to run from turn 10 through Cavone at turn 11, one of the most iconic corners in motorsport, before you start scrubbing off the speed through 12, 13, and then turn 14, Curva del Carro, an overtaking hotspot as well. And if you are feeling brave, turn 16 can be, but it's a very, very risky move.
Yeah, you basically have to be completely alongside them in the braking zone at turn 16 if you want to make it work. But Carro Corner, as you said, turn 14, where we're heading to now, it is such a good overtaking opportunity. It's a real good place for a nice block pass on that final lap.
It is, yeah, as you say, riders will be scrubbing speed off from turn 12 through 13. You can line up through 13 into turn 14 to make that move. And as it's a block pass, you can't hold your opponent's momentum to claim a position.
Well, Brian Uriarte has done it so well so far this year. He knows how to play the field in Junior GP. He knows what he needs to do to be able to win in this class. We're moments away from lights out. 17 points, of course, separating them at the top of the championship. How is that all going to change here this morning? We're nearly ready. The final riders just slotting into position. The green flag waves at the back, and then the red lights will come on for the start here in Misano. The reds rise, the red lights are on, and we go racing for race 1 of Junior GP, and there's a great start from Brian Uriarte. Marco Morelli looking up the inside on the run to turn 1. Who's going to be the bravest? So they tip it in to the right, and then of course the flip-flop to the left at turn 2. All safe so far. Uriarte does take the lead. The top 3 staying as was. Of course, Rico Salmela, a good start there from him actually, up from P4 on the grid. From the second row into P3, a big moment there in the front from Uriarte. Keeps on 2 wheels though, so he's not to be too worried about that as there is some contact further back. Somehow everyone staying on as we tip it in towards the back straight, out of turn 6 now and on the power.
This is a good opportunity for Morelli. He's got the slipstream from Uriarte, who lost momentum after that moment under braking, but it looks like the back of
many times during this race. Of course, you're allowed on the blue, but not on the green on the exit of the curbs, as we do have a rider down at the moment. But the battle will continue on at the front, and Brian Uriarte does continue his charge. A clean first lap, and that's really what you need to do here at Misano. Get away.
Gorman has just moved up into 5th ahead of Jesus Rios.
Nicholas getting a little bit of help there from the marshals. We have a look. I do think it'll be a high side as well. We see there a massive high side, losing the rear, regrips, and off the track he goes. And that's going to be the end to his race one. Hopefully he can get it. Go wide, and that is going to be the 97 who takes the lead. But of course now Uriarte is going to have the slipstream if he doesn't get attacked by Samela through turn 11. Now he does look up the inside. Can he make a move? It's very, very tight. Veda Pratama as well, looking up the inside on the 27. He gets that move made before they even arrive at turn 13.
Yeah, Uriarte had a bit of a moment just coming through turns 9 and 10, which allowed Morelli to claim the lead, and Morelli just able to hold on through Cavone, but it's now a big four-rider group at the front. They have broken away out of turn 6. Turn 7 is just a flat-out kink in motorcycle racing. He will look at turn 8 on the inside. Can he get ahead under braking? No, Uriarte holds position.
Yeah, looking at Quercher corner, and he did E7. But this race, once again, you see a few riders running on the green.
Yeah, a few riders running on the green. It looked like someone came down at turn 14. We're just waiting to see on timing, because yes, Casey O'Gorman went down at turn 14. He has rejoined the race.
Yeah, so Casey, not what he would have wanted this morning. The 67 now dropping down the time in order. He's going to be going back to the drawing board later on as his teammate continues to battle at the front of the field. Rico Samela continuing to look for a way past into second position. Gonzalez setting the fight
through turn 10. It looks like the Finnish rider has got enough through Cavone to keep P3 at the moment, but it will come down to turn 14. Pratama having a look actually at turn 12. That is a big move from the Indonesian rider.
Yeah, big move. And now Rico Samela back done and dusted, but it looks like a red flag has been shown, and that will be a stoppage to race one here in Junior GP. So the red flag bringing a stop to proceedings here on lap 4, and instead of going round, the riders will make their way back into the pit lane as we see the cause for the red flag on what looks to be the exit of turn 6.
Yeah, well, obviously it's Eric Miklion involved, the number 21, just receiving some medical attention, so we hope he is okay as riders come back into pit lane.
Yeah, of course, we send our best wishes there to Eric as the field make their way back into the pit lane. And well, we're only on lap 4, meaning that once we can get word of the restart, of course, the medics and the marshals have their job to do track side. It does mean that the riders are going to have to almost get back into focus again. This is almost a chance for them to have a break, have a rest, or have a reset, especially if it wasn't the start they had hoped for.
Yeah, it is a chance to have a reset as we obviously wait for any further information. A chance to debrief with teams, explain how the bike was feeling, discuss what can be changed. It will be important for the riders just to have that little debrief, maybe talk to teammates as well, see how they were feeling throughout those first 4 laps.